Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me on Their Fight Story with Igdalia. We have another amazing fighter with us today, Aaron Hughes. Aaron, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
I'm great, thank you. Thank you for taking the time. I know you are, getting ready for your next fight. And how did you get into mixed martial arts?
So, growing up as a kid, I was very competitive in everything that I did. I even like still to this day, I'm super competitive. I hate losing. I played baseball my entire life. I started playing at the age of 5. Played all through middle school, all through high school, and then when I graduated high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. But my brother, when I was like 16, or he was like probably like 20, 21, he was actively training. I went and watched one of his fights, and I was like, wow, like this is like honestly like kind of crazy. And I was like, I want to start training, but my mom wasn't having anything of it, right? So once I turned 18, I ended up going to a class at my local gym, and then I've never looked back. I've been training for the last 10 years, pretty much 5 6 days a week since. There's just nothing else that I'd rather be doing. So that's kind of how
Wow,
I started. I just walked into a gym, took a class, and fell in love.
nice. And where are you currently training?
I train at two places. I train at Regiment Training Center in Fall River, Massachusetts, and then I do like my sparring at Lozon MMA in Raynham.
Are they far away from each other?
No, it's like 15 minutes.
Oh, okay, okay. How did your mom feel when you started training?
She's definitely not the biggest fan of it. Like my brother's had a lot of problems since he finished fighting, like double knee surgeries, back surgery, neck surgery. It's not that she doesn't want me to like pursue my dreams and like what makes me happy. It's just that she's just very overprotective and doesn't want me to get hurt. There's nothing else that I want to do with my life than this. So whether she
Mhm.
likes it or not, I'm gonna continue to do it, and hopefully she'll continue to support me.
Yeah, she'll always be supporting you. She'll just be very, very nervous throughout the process. It's just, we just want the best for you guys. That's
One time I did a Muay Thai smoker, and my grandfather went. I was getting beat up pretty bad, and he started like getting all aggressive, like he was about to like climb into the ring and stuff. I'm like oh, that probably won't end too well.
it's never as simple as we think it is. Sometimes we have a certain outcome and it doesn't turn out the way we expected. How has your journey been?
The journey hasn't been easy for me at all, but nothing
Mhm.
in my life has ever been easy. Like growing up, I was diagnosed with pre-leukemia and almost died as a baby. Like spent the first year of my life in the hospital. Had to fight through that. Had to fight through a losing record. Like life has never been easy for me. I'm here to prove that with hard work and determination that anything is possible.
Yeah, no, when it's clear that you've been demonstrating that, hard work, dedication pays off. And one important thing that you mentioned is that you felt like you needed to basically like just change your environment, and you did. You went to regiment, and it just kind of gave you like a new perspective. Because sometimes we need that. Sometimes we just need to change our environment, not because we are in a bad environment, but we need a different outlook.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, and you have a great team. Kelly is always there.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Kelly Miner, who's always down there, regiment. Always at the Case Titans weigh-ins too.
Keeping the right mindset. How are you looking at this fight that you are facing?
Well, I'm looking at this fight in like my opponent. His record is 8-16, but that's not a testament to his skill or the guys that he's fought. He's fought a lot of guys who have fought in the UFC on the Contender Series, fought up weight classes, down weight classes. So he's a tough dude, and I know that he's gonna come and bring it. And I was listening to one of his interviews yesterday, and he said that he wants to see what I'm about, and was like calling me a kid and whatnot. But like he's like 3 years older than me, so I'm not 22 years old. I'm 28 years old, and he's like 31. I'm like I don't know why he's calling me a kid, but he's like I want to see what this kid's about. I want to see if he can actually stand there and strike with with somebody of my caliber, blah, 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 and then predicted a first round TKO for him. But I can assure you with certain fact that if Matt Denning tries to stand and strike with me on January 7th, that he's going to get knocked out. So I highly recommend that he tries to turn this into a grappling match. So that's about how I'm feeling for this fight. But
Do you want this to finish in the first round, or do you want to do like a lot of fighters do and they say that they want to put on a show?
I mean, I'm always looking to put on a show, but at the end of the day, I don't get paid by the round. I get paid by the fight. So I'm trying to get in there and get out of there as fast as possible. I have 100% finishing rate. He has 100% finishing rate. All of his wins are in the first round. All of his losses are in the first round. So I know it's going to be a very explosive fight. I know he's going to come out right off the bat and try to showcase his dominance, and I'm going to be trying to do the same thing. And whether it's the first round, second round, third round, or goes to unanimous decision, judge's decision, it's going to be a show regardless. I'm selling this place out. Like, I'm selling so many tickets. I can't wait to just feel the energy of Memorial Hall on January 7th. It's going to be absolutely insanity. I haven't fought in Massachusetts since 2019. And I'm just looking to go in there and just have fun. And I don't have like any animosity towards my opponent or anything, but I'm just stating facts. And facts are I'm one of the best in New England on the feet and on the ground, just well-rounded. And I've trained with a lot higher level guys than Matt Denning. I've trained with some of the best fighters in the world, world champions, number one contenders, and more than held my own. So I don't know where he's getting this. I want to see what you're about, because trust me, he's going to see what I'm about on January 7th.
You mentioned explosive. Where did you get your fight name, Short Fuse?
Short Fuse. So I don't exactly remember who gave it to me, but one time, so I used to have a really bad temper. How I got the name was like somebody just like made some stupid joke, and I got so mad. Like they were just joking about something so stupid, and I just got so mad. And they're like, "Hey man, you got such a short fuse. Like you should really calm down." And then it just kind of stuck. Like Short Fuse rhymes with my last name. Kind of stuck right from there. So
were you upset at him, or were you upset that it was such a horrible joke?
I was more like I'm very passionate about like the things that I stand for and like what I believe in. And when people joke about me like doing MMA and stuff, like that rubs me the wrong way. And it was just like the joke just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and I was like, "What's wrong with you?" And just got like super upset. And then that was how I got the nickname.
So he's gonna be with you no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely.
What goes through your mind when you're in the cage? They close the door, you're finishing up with your corner, the ref is there and he's telling you fight. What is going through your mind from the moment you're walking out to the moment they say fight?
Well, last fight I was standing in the cage. I'm like, "Holy, this guy's massive!" Like I was like, "Holy, this guy's really big," because this is my first time fighting up a weight class, and I was looking at him and I'm like, "Damn, he didn't look like that yesterday." So he like really filled out a lot. But usually when I'm in the cage, there's no more thoughts. It's just just like I shut everybody out. I don't hear the crowd. I don't really hear anything except my coaches, and I'm just in. But backstage and walking out and leading up to the fight on fight day, I'm terrified. It's like think about like the worst possible feeling that you've ever had, and then just like multiply it by like 2. It's like I don't want to be there. I'm like, get me. The only time I was never nervous for a fight, I got knocked out in a minute. I wasn't nervous at all. I was like, I'm gonna go in there and smoke this guy, and I got knocked out in a minute. I had no respect for his skills. So I'm always super nervous, but it's like I feel like I need the nerves to really get me locked in and dialed in. I started like working with a mental coach to like really help the nerves. And they're never gonna go away. Like I've got between MMA and kickboxing and boxing, I got over 30 fights, amateur and pro. And I get nervous every single time. So it's like it doesn't matter whether it's jiu-jitsu, whether it's a fight. It's like it's primal competition against another trained human being who's trying to incapacitate you. Like it's not fun time. Like it is fun time because I love fighting, but like backstage it's like, all right, like don't get knocked out.
Yeah.
Like my last fight, right? My main coaches couldn't make it, so I had like my teammates corner me, right? And they don't provide cut men like at this promotion,
Mhm.
so I didn't have a cut man, and my teammate was like, "Well, you don't get a cut man, so like I hope you don't get cut." And I'm like, dude, you can't say that. Like 10 minutes before I'm supposed to fight, like I started freaking out, really started doubting myself and stuff, you know. So those self doubt thoughts will always like come in back stuff, but I just try to maintain a positive mindset and like at the end of the day, like what am I gonna be nervous about that I haven't seen yet? I've been submitted, I've been knocked out, I've lost a decision. I got knocked out in front of my mom. Like it doesn't get any more embarrassing than that, you know. So like I'm always gonna be nervous, but I feel like I'm not afraid nervous
Mm-hmm.
anymore. Like I used to be scared to go out there and fight. I feel like yeah, I'm always nervous and I'm like, yeah, like anything could happen. I could break my leg, I could get hurt, I could lose, but it's not so much that I'm scared of losing. I just put such a high I put myself on such a high pedestal that I don't want to go out there and underperform, you know?
No, I completely understand. Through the years, you've learned from every fight. You take everything that you did right and everything that you could have, addressed, and you've done that. And you keep improving and improving and improving. It's one of those fights that we want to see because we don't know what to expect. We know that you're going to give it your all.
Right. Yeah. Like I train my ass off. Like I put in the work. Like a lot of guys say they want to be fighters, but they don't want to do the stuff that it takes. Like I've sacrificed so much, but
Mhm.
I feel like I lost 3 fights in a row, but those 3 fights, I feel like I was too centered on I was all in or not in at all. Like
Mhm.
I would not spend any time with my friends or my family. Like it was just train, 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 focus, focus, focus. And
Mhm.
that like takes like I learned that takes a toll on you mentally. Like you need to have a good balance, right?
Mhm.
I would go 8 9 weeks like without having any kind of cheat meal. Like I just had a Snickers bar 10 minutes ago. You know what I mean? like, like I and I realized that having that balance
Mhm.
really like showed my last fight like
Mhm.
how skilled I really am and how good I can actually be if I apply myself.
Mhm.
But having that small balance of social life and training life is very important. With that being said, the reason why I've learned from like my mistakes so much is I don't take time off in the gym. Like whether I have a fight or not, I'll fight January 7th. As long as I'm not seriously hurt, I'll be back in the gym on Monday afternoon, training
Mhm.
class and stuff like that. I need to be in this environment. It's really the only thing that makes me happy.
Mhm.
I need to be training, and when you're constantly training, that's how you're going to constantly improve and stop making those small mistakes that you would have previously made. Some people come in the gym when they get fight camp, train for 8 weeks, then you don't see them for another 6 months.
Mhm.
They get another fight, they're back training. Like whether I have a fight or not, I'm training every single day.
Yeah, and you can tell there's no question about it. Not only mentally, but physically, you can see the improvement and the transformation because it's it's a package deal. You can't just be physically fit and not be mentally, strong. It's a combination in order to make sure that everything falls into place. We can't just exhaust our body. We need our mind to actually rest a little to get where we need to be. Not only are you helping yourself, but you're also helping the students and the kids that you are around because they see it. You are a testimony of how you take one situation and you make it into something better. How you don't just resort to using your short fuse. You just you take a moment to process and
Yeah, and like I started going back to school like during COVID.
Mhm.
for psychology, just because like I've been working with kids for so long. Who knows? Maybe I want to be like a therapist one day or something.
Hmm.
Uh, Working with kids has honestly just taught me so much, like not only about life, but about myself, about other people, like about staying calm in stressful situations.
Hmm.
Um, and I feel like it's definitely translated to fighting because fighting is
Hmm.
very stressful. Um, and just trying to stay calm in those stressful situations has been very beneficial. And all those kids always talk like, I can kick your ass, I can kick your ass. But then they're always like, hey man, when's your next fight? I want to go see, I want to go see. So I know that I'm like doing something good for the world,
Yeah.
but I don't know how long I'll be doing that. But
Yeah, but you're doing great, and whatever you're doing, just keep doing it. You
yeah,
know.
100%. And nothing in nothing in life worth having comes easy. You need to grind and work hard for anything that you want to achieve, and that's what I try to preach in like my day to day morals and daily life with the people I train, the kids I
Mhm.
train, the people that I work with. Like just maintaining a very positive mindset all the time.
Yeah, and that's key. The key is, and I say this all the time, the mindset is key. It's you could be on point with your technique, you can be physically where you need to be, but your mindset is important. So that's why it's important that we have that balance and we allow ourselves to recharge, whether it's a day, a couple hours, a couple minutes, just a little bit of recharging, and everything just falls into place. If you were to give an advice to somebody who wanted to start their career, what would their advice be?
Wrestle, wrestle. If you want to be a good MMA fighter, wrestling is the key. And this is coming from somebody who never wrestled. I never wrestled, and I never wrestled in school or anything. But if you want to be a successful mixed martial arts fighter, you need to wrestle. Like wrestling is the most dominant martial art. But
Mhm.
I would also say take advice from everybody. It doesn't matter if they're the day one white belt or if they're a 15-year black belt or
Mhm.
if they're just a teammate. Everybody has something to give and something to offer, and you can learn stuff from everybody. There's this kid who trains at my gym. He's been training like 11 months, and he was showing me a technique yesterday. I'm like, wow, I've never seen that. I actually really kind of like that, you know? And it's like,
Mhm.
I've been training 10 years. He's been training 11 months. And it's like he's showing me something, you know?
Mhm.
So just taking advice from everybody. Like you don't always have to put what they say into action, but taking the time to hear them out and listen to what they say because
Mhm.
everybody always has something to offer.
Yeah, that is actually great advice in any aspect of life, is to take a time and actually listen to what people have to say. Because a lot of people listen, there's two ways that you listen. You either listen to hear or you listen to respond. It's like you're on the defense all the time. And it's just like, it's very exhausting. You know what I mean?
One thing that I learned from working with kids, my boss always says, think, don't react.
Mhm.
Um, that doesn't really translate to MMA
I
because
was going to say that.
kind of hard to think when you're in there, but when you're training, like listen to what somebody's saying before you respond and react, you know?
Yeah. At that point, it has to be already second nature, where it doesn't matter what happens, you're already responding
Yeah.
because.
In my opinion, like you can train something over and over and over and over and over again until it's muscle memory, but at the end of the day, in fight, like on fight night, it's only like you only got like 60% of what you're actually
Mhm.
like of how good you actually are. Like a lot of that stuff goes down the window when it comes down to fight or flight, you know? So
Mhm. Before we conclude with this interview, is there anything that you would like to share?
no. Are you gonna be at Cage Titans? Take a
Yes,
picture.
I am.
You're gonna be photographing again?
No, I'll be doing the post-fight interviews.
Oh, okay, okay. So
So you'll definitely see me.
you're not taking the pictures anymore?
Just for certain shows. Certain shows I do photographs, and then other shows I do the interviews.
Okay, I see. Yeah, so I don't really have much to say. Just tune in on January 7th. It's gonna be fireworks. I'm super excited to be fighting back home at Plymouth Memorial Hall. If you need your tickets, get them from me because I'm the man. And Yeah, tune in. You're not going to want to miss this. I promise I'm going to make a statement on January 7th. I can assure you that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Aaron. I really appreciate your time.
No problem. I appreciate you having me on.